After the release of Fallout 76 and Starfield, did you lose a bit of hope for the next The Elder Scrolls? What if I told you we might actually get a classic style TES? Say what you want, but Todd Howard is still my favorite developer. I just can't help it. His lies are just soaking into me like a sponge. And that's why today I've gathered all the information I could find about The Elder Scrolls 6. So let's get into it. It's been 8 years since the first, barely 40 seconds teaser for The Elder Scrolls 6, and we still don't know almost nothing concrete. Some people who watched that teaser were in high school at the time, and now they have families of their own. Bethesda started this project years ago, but full production only began after Starfield premiered. Until 2023, TES 6 was essentially in pre-production, and only after Starfield's release did it become the studio's primary focus. That pre-production phase is crucial, because according to the book Game Development and Production, this is where studios decide who holds the creative vision, what the design team looks like, and what the core experience and identity of the product will be. You know, such as small things like mechanics, systems, quests, narrative direction, everything. So as you might understand, the bigger the company, the more important it is to build strong foundations early, because weak pre-production leads to massive costs and reworks later. Realistically, TES 6 is still in the early stages of development, even though Todd Howard mentioned that they reached a very important milestone, and we likely won't see it before 2027 or 2028. Todd Howard confirmed that virtually the entire team is now on the game, and that progress is solid, although everyone wishes it moved faster. In other words, it's going well, but patience is required. Phil Spencer also suggested that at least 5 years would separate Starfield and TES 6, which aligns with the 2028 release window. But I believe that now, when they have whole team working on the game, you know, like they delegated few people to work on the series, on the Starfield and on Oblivion, and some of them are also working on Fallout 76, but I believe in them, and I'm hoping that next year we might get this game. And this isn't some sudden delay, because Bethesda probably knew this timeline even back when they dropped that first teaser. But with every new announcement, fans kept asking, okay, but what about The Elder Scrolls 6? So they felt pressured to show something.
Because it's the obvious question. When you announce a 76, are you still going to be doing single player games?
Sure.
So you announce a Starfield.
Sure.
The next question is, well, what about Elder Scrolls 6?
Even if it was just a short landscape shot, you know, to just signal that the project exists. On the technical side, The Elder Scrolls 6 is being built on the new version of Bethesda's in-house engine. Todd explained that the few past years involved rebuilding Creation Engine 2, used for Starfield, into what effectively becomes Creation Engine 3, the tech that will power The Elder Scrolls 6 and future projects. So I can just calm you down that they are not moving to Unreal Engine 5 or any of this. The idea is to keep the modding support and open world DNA of previous games, while improving lighting, scale, and hopefully making NPC animations less stiff. Personally, I hope the world feels far more alive than Starfield, because one of the biggest criticisms was how lifeless the characters felt. And Todd knew that new engine is coming, because back in 2018 he admitted that they don't even have the technology needed to properly support the Elder Scrolls 6 ambitions. He has also repeatedly described the game as a return to the classic Bethesda style, meaning open world RPG exploration like Skyrim or Fallout 3, rather than online focused or microtransaction driven design like Fallout 76. Blah. Bethesda has been hiring designers focused on large scale world simulation and dynamic systems. That could mean more reactive guilds and factions that respond meaningfully to player choices. My personal dream would be a main story with the narrative strength of Mass Effect, combined with the side quest and world immersion on the level of Skyrim. And okay, living world like Red Dead Redemption 2, but that would be just overkill. And finally, if everything aligns, we could get something closer to the Bloody Baron questline than, well, that.
I haven't seen this yet. We can run.
Hey!
Huh?
Bakara. Mara Namra Benori Bala.
As for the platforms, nothing official has been confirmed. Microsoft will almost certainly bring TES 6 to PC and Xbox. PlayStation remains unclear. And at one point, Xbox leadership implied it might skip PlayStation 5, but later clarified that it's too early to decide. Financially, Xbox hardware revenue has been declining, which complicates the exclusivity question. It's possible TES VI becomes a major ecosystem driver for Microsoft, especially if Xbox shifts toward more Windows-based integration. Now let's talk leaks. Bethesda is extremely secretive. No gameplay build, screenshots or official materials have leaked from the devs. Most rumors come from the Reddit and 4chan accounts and should be treated with caution. The most persistent theory points to Hammerfell and possibly parts of High Rock, centered around Iliac Bay, and it's supported by the 2018 coastline shape from the teaser, and various Pinterest concept boards allegedly hinted at the desert environments, apparently belonging to the developers of the game. Also, a recent rumor even claimed the internal code name for the project is the Elder Scrolls VI Iliac, so basically it's like the worst protected secret of the game. According to that leak, the game would feature 11 major cities, 2 fortresses, seamless transitions between cities and wilderness, and procedurally generated islands, naval exploration, shipbuilding, and even settlement building similar to Fallout 4. I really hope that there will be no Minutemen. Story elements supposedly involve Daedric princes like Nocturnal and Perit, and ancient Akaviri artifact, and political conflict between rival factions in Hammerfell. Interesting detail, if you remember interviewed somewhere 3 years ago between Lex Friedman and Todd Howard, because you remember it, right? Todd discussed their Daggerfall, where he worked as a designer, and Redguard, which was basically his project and which commercially failed. Both were set in Hammerfell and High Rock regions. It's not impossible that TES VI revisits that territory as a kind of creative redemption decades later, but let's be clear, this is still an anonymous leak, none of it is confirmed, but you can always leave a thumbs up and check after the premiere if it was right or not. Other rumors include pirates' aesthetics, naval battles and large coastal fortifications. Some claim we won't see sword singing Orsinium orcs or Dwemer, but again, all from the same unverified source. From confirmed information we know that it's Bethesda's largest project ever. The studio now has over 500 developers working on it. The pressure is enormous. Todd described Fallout 76 and Starfield as creative deviations and emphasized a return to core RPG roots. There's talk of deeper world simulation and stronger decision consequences. Interestingly, Todd also mentions being cautious about using AI in development. That might be partly PR driven given recent backlash toward AI usage in gaming, especially from people in the USA. Especially if we remember this drama with Expedition 33 just because some AI placeholder that developers forgot to remove. But if it means more human-crafted storytelling, that's probably for the best, because what the Elder Scrolls VI will try to do is to present to you a massive scale conflict. And most of modern stories with massive conflicts fail, because large-scale conflicts are impressive, but what truly drives emotional impact are personal relationships and grounded character arcs, something games like Mass Effect 2 or The Walking Dead demonstrated perfectly. Just remember the final quest in The Last of Us 1, so back when The Last of Us was actually good. Be honest, did you care about global conflict and the disease, or about this specific mission more? Or if Ezio in Assassin's Creed 2 you would see their Pope instead of your family, would you care about it the same way? Because I would definitely not care, especially that I spent the last 30 minutes or how much more doing quests and getting closer with this family. Some fans speculate about multiplayer or co-op elements. Microsoft loves long-term service models and the Elder Scrolls Online proves the brand works in multiplayer. However, nothing indicates the Elder Scrolls 6 will follow that route. Todd's comments about returning to roots suggest a primarily single-player experience, and honestly that's probably the right move. Just give us one unforgettable story that you will be able to sell for the next 13 years on a fridges or somewhere. But as for the money, financially, despite mixed reception of Starfield, Bethesda remains strong enough to invest heavily in the Elder Scrolls 6 and take as much time as they need to polish this game, and I hope that they will manage to do it. As for the release, definitely not in this year. In late 2025, Todd repeated that the launch is still a long way off. He even said he likes the idea of announcing a game and then suddenly releasing it, a shadow drop approach. Whether it actually happens remains to be seen, but I'm afraid of that because I really like the premiere events. I fondly remember the Spider-Man 2 being a great event, and even this truck in Dubai, I think. In summary, The Elder Scrolls 6 is real, it's massive, it's built on new technology, but even Bethesda likely doesn't know the final release date yet. Everything beyond official interviews and Microsoft documents remains speculation. Until we see real gameplay, all we have are theories. Still, I want to believe that The Elder Scrolls 6 will be Todd Howard's ultimate redemption, a game that restores his reputation among fans, and maybe then he can retire rich and satisfied. And he will not know what to do with all of this money since the Epstein Island is not operating. And that's what I wish to you and to myself. I mean the part about being rich. If you enjoyed this breakdown, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. And I don't believe in the future of this channel, so I don't ask you to subscribe. For now, take care.